Hello, this is Mahlena Ray Johnson with For Nerdy Girls with Mahlena Ray Johnson. Today's topic is your brand. She's a brand. I'm a robot. A brand. We are talking today about personal branding and why developing the brand of you is important for women entrepreneurs and career changers. So first, who am I? I'm Mahlena Ray Johnson, and I went to Loyola Marymount University for film school. Then I went to the University of Southern California for business school, where I got my MBA in marketing, entertainment, and entrepreneurship. So there was a lot of branding talk there. And over the past 10 years, I've conducted hundreds of informational interviews and coffee chats. I've attended hundreds of networking events and conferences, and I've connected with thousands of people all over the world. So I am immensely qualified to help you with networking and personal branding. So first of all, what is personal branding? Personal branding means that you have a definition of who you are that you would like to present to other people. So let's see. So well, the thing that you might be thinking is, well, why do I need a personal brand? I have a job and I know what I do in my job, and that's fine. Or you might say, why do I need a personal brand? I have a business and I sell things to people, and that's fine. So I'm going to explain why for career changers and entrepreneurs it is important that you have your own personal brand. Let's start with career changers or people who just want to get a promotion in their career. You are presenting yourself every day, not just as someone who is capable of doing the job that you're doing, but someone who is part of a team. Even if you're an independent contractor and you don't talk to people all the time, you are trying to set yourself apart from the other people in your field. So let's say you are a bank teller and you are someone who knows what to do at a bank. You are at the window there, you get people their money, you do the forms, but you want to move on to a new position inside that company or in another company. How are you different than the other people along the row that have been there the same time as you, less time than you, more time than you? How are you seen as any different than those people? Because some of those people may want to get a promotion as well, maybe at the same company or at a different company. How are you distinguishing yourself from those other people who can do the job just as well as you are? This is why you need a personal brand, and your personal brand should be cultivated over time to fit into the position that you want to have, and something that helps you stand out as the perfect person to fit into this job. So let's say you want to be promoted to bank manager. Lots of people know how to do the teller stuff, but do you know how to be a bank manager? Have you spoken to other bank managers showing that you are interested in what they do and why they do it? Have you done research on your company and other companies, learning about the banking industry in general and your company in specific? Have you shown that you are able to be a manager by taking on roles or tasks that are outside of your job description but are relevant to what a bank manager does? So there's lots of ways that you can show that you are ready for the position that you want to grow into, and that's through personal branding. Because a lot of the other people who may want to be managers but haven't done any work may also say, I want to be a manager just because I've been here so long, but people don't necessarily know what their brand is because they've only been doing the job and they don't have a brand outside of their job, which doesn't lead you to the next thing that you want to do. So that's for people who are career changers or want a promotion. So also, personal branding applies to entrepreneurs. Lots of entrepreneurs think, I provide a service. The service is what I want to brand. What do I need to do about me? Why would anybody actually need to know about who I am and what I do? Well, there's lots of entrepreneurs out there who probably provide the same service you do. So let's say you are a what could I say? A biking repair person who goes around in bike-filled communities and helps people with their biking needs. You help their their bikes. You tell them about good trails to look for. You also help other members of their family acquire and maintain their bikes. But then there's other people who are able to do that. And I also say people who have their bikes might also say, well, I can do that myself. I know about trails. I can fix my own bike. How does a personal brand help you get to those people if you're providing a specific service that you think sells itself? Well, there may be lots of competition, not just from people who are entrepreneurs who have bike mechanic as their job, but also within the people who are purchasing the bike, or by larger companies like what are they called? The places that have auto stuff that sell like bikes on demand may say, well, we have a service department for bikes too. Like Walmart, if Walmart sells bikes, they might have their own bike service department. So now people aren't looking at you and saying, they're looking at you and saying, you have a service, but I already am at Walmart. Why don't I just take my bike into this service? People are going to you and your bike needs because of the relationship they have with you and the brand that you have. So let's say you are the one who is most knowledgeable about this specific type of bike, or you're the most knowledgeable about this specific type of trail, or learning about other places that you can bike within your country or within your city that aren't necessarily your neighborhood for people who like to move around. Your personal brand makes you more valuable than another person who doesn't have that much knowledge, or another company who just does what the bikes need to have done, and that's it. They don't have an actual relationship. And people want to go to you because of the relationship that you have and the brand that you have developed that fits within their needs. So there are lots of people who have relationships with people who provide a service that they could get somewhere else much cheaper, but they like going to them because of the way that they have cultivated their business and their brand, specifically around who you are and what you're interested in and how you can provide that service in a different way than someone else who may be closer or cheaper, or might be offering a coupon that day. So how do you develop your personal brand to benefit you in the ways that you want, either getting more clients or getting a promotion or changing your career to a different industry? Well, there are lots of ways that you can do it, but the first thing I want you to do is think about who you are and what you want. Regardless of the job or the client or the promotion that's out there, if you don't know who you are and what you want, then you won't know how to tailor your brand to the opportunities that present themselves. So let's go back to that person who's the bank teller. Maybe that bank teller wants to get a promotion into bank manager because she wants to live in a specific area that has a bigger branch and a lot more resources than her small branch. Or maybe she wants to have that salary boost so that she can eventually go on to other positions in the company. Or maybe she wants that title of bank manager so that she can translate that into another type of managerial position at another type of company. So you have to know why you want this type of position and who you are before you start working on your personal brand. Let's talk about that bike mechanic person. Let's say she wants to develop her personal brand so that she can take her business online and maybe start her own franchise and start to compete with the smaller shops in the area. Maybe she wants to connect with a lot of other bikers in her neighborhood because she likes biking and none of her friends and family like biking. So this is the way for her to connect with other people. You have to know what you want and who you are before you start to develop your personal brand. So for each of these people, both the bank teller and the bike mechanic, I would suggest to them figuring out who you are and what you want, and then looking at the people you're competing with to start to think not what are they doing that I should do, but what are they doing that makes me look different and makes me stand out to my ideal customer. In the bike mechanics instance, as an entrepreneur, that's the actual client, unless you're going business to business and you're offering your services to different mechanical places around the area. And the idea of the career changer, what you're going to, I forget, of course I lost my train of thought, but who your ideal client is going to be the person who is the hiring manager for the bank manager position. So you're going to learn about your competitors who are also probably going to be applying for these positions, which may be hard because there may be people both at your branch or at your company or outside companies. You need to learn about what the hiring manager is looking for this new position. Then once you know what's going on in your circle and what your competition is doing and how you stand out, then you want to communicate that to other people. So you don't want to learn all this knowledge and hide it under a bushel basket. Letting people know that you have an interest in this position and that what you want to do is such. In the case of an entrepreneur, it's a lot easier because you don't have to worry about coworkers wondering why you want to move up in the company or feeling like you're competing against them. When you're in a company, it is a little harder, so you have to be more stealthy about how you present yourself and your goals. The biggest thing that you can do is research first and then have communications with the people that you want to influence. So start doing your research about your company. If you're a bank teller, start doing research about your industry and your area if you're a bike mechanic, and then start having conversations. This is where the networking piece comes in. You can have a lovely brand, but if nobody knows about it, then it doesn't matter. It's like a tree falling in the forest. Of course, it falls, but people aren't around to notice that, oh, it fell. So you need to let people know that your tree fell. You need to start updating your profiles on social media. LinkedIn is a very good way to do this professionally. If you have a Twitter or an Instagram or a Pinterest or a Facebook page, then start updating that with ways that you position yourself as an expert in the field that you want to be in. So start talking about banking on your LinkedIn. Start talking more about bike mechanics and the way that you want to be perceived as a bike mechanic on your LinkedIn, and start talking to people and having those conversations with the people that you want to influence in your industry so that they know, oh, this person is not just their title, but they're this particular part of their title, and I'm really excited about their passion for what they want to do and their knowledge of what they want to do. And once you show that passion and knowledge, it makes it a lot easier for people to say, you should talk to such and such, or you should talk to them. So again, personal branding is who you are, what you want, and communicating that with the outside world, either strategically or very loud if you're an entrepreneur. And if you're an entrepreneur or a career changer, personal branding is what helps you stand out amongst your crowd of people who do the exact same thing or provide the exact same service, but you're doing it in your way, which is going to attract your people. So if you have more questions about personal branding, leave a comment on here if you're on Facebook, or email me at fornerdygirls@gmail.com. And if you want to have a personal branding strategy session, where we develop a plan for you to figure out who you are and what you want and how to communicate that to the people who are in charge of making the decisions about where you want to go and what you want to do, then email me at fornerdygirls gmail.com, and we'll set up a session where you talk, I write stuff down, and we create a plan to implement immediately. Again, that's for nerdygirls@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.